Hello guys and welcome to another Star Stable video. Today I'm going over horses and the game that we have already that I think can use a bit of a tune-up, an update, but I know have not been updated yet. And I'll even explain what I think it should be and what it could be an improvement for these horses. Just another disclaimer, it's not going to be any Gen 1s because the Tinker was the last one, and 1.5s. Because I know a lot of people don't even care about the breed, so I don't think anybody wants them updated or even cares. But there's a lot of Gen 2s I know people really want upgraded. And I'll be going with the ones I think that really need it the most. And majority of them actually start over here in New Hillcrest in Epona. And first ones I'm going to go over are the Frisians. And this counts even the ones at Steve's too. I mean, yeah, they're pretty, but I think they are needing a bit of an upgrade, and the thing I would want to do, the thing I'll probably keep is the nice long mane and stuff like that, and make it wavy like that again. But I think what I want is to have them be a little bit taller as well as thicker. I mean, these ones could be a little skinnier because these are typically the Frisian sport horses, but like the ones at Steve's, since they're just pure Frisian, they could be a lot thicker, I think, and I also want them to seem actually a lot blacker too, if it's like they're going for the black coat again, because I think the ones we have right now are kind of bluish, kind of, because they like add a little bit too much shine. If you ask me, that's just me. I think they added too much shine to them, but it makes them look a little bit blue or kind of purple. Like there's one in Crescent Moon Village. I mean, it's a pretty good black, but I see like a little bit of purple in it too. But I want like a really, really jet black, like the really old Frisians were, but like put on a new model, because I can imagine actually a really good jet black horse, like I've discussed, and horse colors I'd like to say more of, and I think like a really jet black will look good on a really new model, since I think there's adding a little bit too much shine. I mean, probably the blackest we have right now looks really good. I think is the Andalusian, but I hope to see more like really dark blacks. I think the Frisian is one that needs a really, really dark black. So, the next one here are gonna be these Icelandics. To be honest, I'm not really a big fan of these horses or ponies. Technically, they're in red ponies, but I guess the horse they want to call it a horse, since I guess it can't be a snow horse and a pony at the same time in the game for some reason. But yeah, these guys I think need a bit of an upgrade. I mean, they look kind of weird. I mean, they kind of remind me too much of the Welsh ponies, and I'll be going over them too. And what I actually want to see them is actually, once again, like Frisians be like actually slightly thicker. And kind of even progression of the gait more. They have the special gait. Because the curly I think kind of does a little bit better. But again, they just brought them in. But the Icelandic, since they're technically the first ever gated horse we have in the game, they actually will keep going if you keep going on that gait. I think they need to progress in that a little more. As well as maybe add a little more fluff to it, and even for the added manes, keep the mane kind of fluffy, but adjust lengths and stuff. But that's just me. I mean, not too big of an upgrade, but that's just like a little bit of a tune-up I think it needs. Not that I really care, because I don't really care for the Icelandics in this game as much. I mean, I only got it because it's technically required to get in the game, unfortunately, just like the ponies. But at least ponies is like at least a choice. There's a lot of them, but the Icelandic, for some reason, you actually have to buy it, because the same reason as the pony, you have to use it for a certain race. So in order to progress in the game, so that was kind of stupid. But I'm not gonna fuss about that. I'll just keep going. And then another one I think needs upgrade is the thoroughbreds. There's one right here, and there's a bunch more in Crescent Moon, and there's one that got moved to the horse market too. I mean, yeah, these ones are a little old now. And I would think I'd like to see them, like, once again, kind of tall, but a little more slender. Actually, almost like the Trakehner, but, because, I mean, the Trakehner to me looks a very thoroughbred-like, more than the breed actually is supposed to look, but, if they do something similar to the thoroughbred, but maybe make it a little more slender and kind of tall, because I know thoroughbreds are they're actually kind of big horses for how skinny they are. That'd be kind of cool to see, as well as improve the animation, because when they, especially are at canter or full gallop, they look so weird when they move, which is the one thing that kind of bothers me about them. I mean, it was my first horse I bought in the game too, because I just was desperate for another horse besides my starter horse. But I kind of regret my thoroughbred now, and I kind of hope they would fix them in that way. And last horse I want to kind of go over is gonna be over here. Well, there was one over there too, or the Lipizzaner. Actually, I see another one, but I'll go over it in a minute. Lipizzaner, I think needs a. I mean, it looks good, model wise, but I think the big thing it could use is a little bit more of a chest and kind of a thicker neck because it looks a little bit weird. But my biggest issue with them is the same with the thoroughbred. They have a really, really weird animation when they move, and it just doesn't look really good. And I think they definitely need an upgrade for that, and they should look a little more normal because they're like basically just kind of bouncing around in a way. It looks kind of bizarre and kind of robotic even, which makes it look really weird and kind of freaks me out a bit. But not too much, I think, with the actual appearance of it. I mean, just standing there, it looks kind of nice. But, yeah, that's just what I want to say for that one. Next ones are going to be in Southhoof. Like I said, it's going to be the Welsh ponies, but I'll take you to them anyway to see what's going on with them and what I think they should be done. I forgot to mention also, I'm not going over horses that are in the horse market either, because I mean, I think they've got pushed there because one new horse is coming, and I think those ones are gonna get upgraded probably soon. Like the Morgan and stuff. I think that's probably one that's getting an upgrade kind of soon. But that's just me, because I know all of them are pushed into the horse market when the Curlies came out, except for like 3 of them. So, yeah. Okay, almost there. I love this music in Southhoof. It's so soothing. Okay, we're here. Pretty much. Alright, here we are. So yeah, here are all the Welsh ponies. I'm just gonna go over by this one over by its lonesome. The reason I say the Welsh ponies definitely need an upgrade is because they're yet the only pony so far that's like an older model and that it has not gotten upgraded yet. Because I know the last one on the Gen 1 ponies was the Chincoteague, and if I'm not fully impressed with that one much anymore, I don't like it like I thought I would. I mean, overall, once again, body it looks pretty good, but I think it can also use a animation improvement because it's basically like the Lipizzaner's movements, except it's just smaller because it's a pony. But yeah, I think that's what needs to be fixed with that for the Welsh pony, because I wanted to have its own animation too. Because that's the one thing I probably had the Chincoteague pony. They just copied the animation from the York pony, which didn't really work for that breed. I mean, yeah, it worked for the York pony, but not the Chincoteague. So I hope they don't do something like that with this either, and I hope it actually looks more graceful, maybe like the Connemara or something. But that's the Welsh pony. What I think should be done to the Welsh pony. And next ones are gonna be all the way by Steve's and Silverglade, because that's where most of the older ones are. Okay. A bunch of Marlies over here. Okay. So here we are. Basically every horse here really needs an upgrade, if you ask me. But the worst of it is definitely the paints, Appaloozas, and quarter horse models. because they all just look weird. Like, and they don't look anything like the actual breed. I think actually the Connemara is probably the closest I've ever seen to looking like the actual quarter horse. And yeah, I think the ones we have right now definitely do not look the part. To me, actually, they kind of look very donkey-like, which I don't like. I mean, yeah, the coat colors are very pretty, but yeah, if the model wasn't bothering me, I would get them. I mean, I got the one in the end over there when I was new to the game still, but I really regret getting it. I mean, they just look kind of ugly nowadays, and I really think they need an upgrade. And like I said, they have the potential to do it because, like I said, the Connemara looks just like the actual quarter horse, like a real one. Because I used to ride a quarter horse, and I think that'd be better. And the other one over here is the Mustangs, because I know they moved the old Tinkers out recently. I don't know which horses eventually will be replacing the ones here, but yeah, Mustangs. I'm thinking they're kind of cute, but since they're technically supposed to be a wild horse for the Americas here, I wish they would maybe add some, like, maybe dirt, or maybe make the mane a lot more scruffy. And I think if they upgrade them, they should do that kind of stuff to make them look a little more wild. And that'd be, I think, interesting. Or maybe put them at the rescue ranch or something about that kind of stuff, because that'd be interesting to see too. Because except they're typically wild horses. I know people are trying to catch them just to tame them because they actually are overpopulating in a lot of places. So yeah, I hope they make them like she look a little like dirty or something actually in the future. Probably not, because I know Star Stable really likes making their horses look proper. Keeping with this Tinker, I kind of wish they put some dirt and stuff in the manes and the feathering. I mean, there's like a little bit, but not too much. But I wish they maybe add a little bit, because I think it'd be more realistic, because it's really hard to keep your horses looking super clean all the time. Believe me, I used to have one that used to, as soon as I groomed it, immediately went outside and go roll on the mud. And I know some horses like doing that, so. I'm interested to see horses actually in the game. Like we had helped out Emma, where her pony was very, very filthy, and it would be cool if we actually could, our horses could get dirty in the game, and we actually have to clean it properly. So, okay, so this is where a lot of the new models have come. There's a few of them here I want to talk about, and then I'm probably wrapping this off, because there's really, they've been doing a pretty good job with a lot of the horses now, I think, for Star Stable. And I am reviewing, of course, the Knapstrapper, which is confirmed coming next Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. And if you're wondering why I even started those reviews, it's because I see a lot of people doing those regret buying videos. I'm just trying to save people from that, and trying to save people from horses they might not want. I'd rather just be me being one person that suffers versus a whole ton of people. So, thank you for that. I mean, I guess I'm saving you guys. And speaking of saving, if you want to do that, like I said, people also ask me how I get a lot of star coins like this. Trick is, I just wait around for double star coin weekends and just kind of hold them in case there's something I really want. Like I said, I do my reviews here, so I purposely kind of wait around for horses. I don't really buy a lot of clothes anymore. But yeah, back to the video. So the Hanoverian over here is definitely a horse. I think that needs an update. I mean, it's basically just a thoroughbred model with a slightly different head. And, I mean, that's actually one of my first breeds I rode besides for Pasofino horses, which is a horse I desperately want in the game, is a Pasofino. But Hanoverians, yeah, they're a lot taller and a lot thicker than this. And I wish they would not make it so lean like this, and it just looks kind of weird, and you want to throw on its head like that kind of bugs me. So that's my big issue, is I want them to be like really tall, because the one I was on before was 16.3 hands high, which is pretty big for a horse. And so yeah, I wish they make them actually taller, because I know a lot of European breeds are they are usually a lot taller than the American horses, which are usually meant for Western, so it makes sense they have to be smaller. But yeah, English horses and stuff, they usually are very tall, and a lot of European horses are very tall. So I want it to be like a lot bigger and a lot thicker. So, and also, yes, improve the animation again, because that's the exact same as the Lipizzaner and the Thoroughbred and the Welsh Pony. Actually, a lot of Gen 2s have the same problem. And they need to make it so it doesn't look like it's just flopping around. It looks kind of weird. And, last ones are the Arabians over here. And same with the Pintabians. Pinto Arabians, what do you want to call it. Let's go over this one here. Overall, the model I think looks good, aside for when it moves its legs, because it is a little stiff. I want it to kind of loosen up. I mean, because I love I like they include the concave head and the traditional haircuts and stuff for the Arabian manes and stuff. And they even made them like really fast in this game. Holy crap, these horses can run. But yeah, I really want to see it just like once again kind of animation more improvement, make them less stiff because they look kind of weird when they move. I mean, they're a little bit better, I think, than the thoroughbred when they move. But that's just my opinion. I think they look a little better than thoroughbreds. But that's just, I mean, actually just call them straight up Arabians. We get it, they're Arabians, not Arabian thoroughbred versus English thoroughbred. They're totally different breeds. We get the point. Unless it is like a mixed breed, but to me it looks just like a pure full-on Arabian. So, I just want them to kind of fix up the neck because it's a little stiff, and same with the legs. That's kind of all I really want to see. But other than that, they still look kind of good. I mean, definitely the concave heads there, which is great because that's the most distinctive thing from Arabian, because it's definitely one of those breeds you can just walk up to and just recognize what it is. So yeah, that's just a kind of a minor improvement for the breed. But overall, I think it definitely is a horse that isn't due for a tune-up. So, but those are all the horses I wanted to really go over. I think that really need an upgrade the most, that has not already been upgraded or wasn't a 1.5. Because like I said, I don't think a lot of people even care about those. But yeah, that was just my video. I mean, what horses in this game do you think also need an update, or you think really need to be fixed? Or do you actually agree with my list? I would like to hear either way. Or if you think a horse looks fine, too. I'd like to hear about that, too. I don't bash on you, have a different opinion from me. Don't worry. I'm very entitled to what you have to say. And I hope you enjoy this little list, and hopefully these horses get upgraded in the near future. Because I know this is the year SSO wants to say they wanted to upgrade everything, especially maps and horses. So, that's just the video, and happy riding, and I will see you next week.